What's up, everybody? This is your boy Armand. Welcome to another edition of Standing in Your Truth Talk podcast. Um, to my kings, my queens, and all those who identify or don't identify in between, to the ladies and gentlemen and ladies, lovers, haters and lovers, judgers, and those who are envious of others. Again, welcome to Standing in Your Truth podcast, a show that focuses on the diverse panel discussion as well as highlight interviews of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Forgive me, my energy is kind of depleted. For those who know or may not know, on Saturday I had my second vaccination shot, and so um, I've just been really tired. A lot has been going on emotionally and physically and mentally since then, and so I didn't have a show planned with guests. I wanted to just come on for one time and just talk. Next week's show is an open panel discussion, which I would like to do a COVID check in with people of various, backgrounds or whatever the case may be, um, and just see how folks were doing. March 15th, it officially is the 1 year, I guess you can say, anniversary um, to the quarantine shutdown. So a lot has happened in that 1 year, a lot has not happened within that 1 year. And so I would like to check in with people to see um, if anyone would like to be on that panel to discuss the things going on in their life. So today, I'm just here again. Please forgive me for my energy level. It's taking me a lot just to do the show right now. Again, I had my second vaccination shot on Saturday, so I'm still kind of recovering. But I am in a place right now where it's very hard to concentrate. My energy level has been going up and down, and I have not had any symptoms like a high fever or anything like that, but just the the energy level and just being able to concentrate is really, really difficult to the point where it's kind of scary. I haven't heard of that as a normal side effect, but that's what's going on with me. Um, so I've just been resting and trying to do so. Today, I didn't have anything planned as far as a guest or a topic. I'll try to save that for next week when I do the COVID panel discussion. So if anyone would like to be on that panel discussion, please hit me up and let me know. I love diverse panel discussions. I enjoy them. I think the most I've ever done was a panel of six, and moderating that and hearing people share their diverse opinions. um, what I'm seeing is that a lot of people are not sharing, and I get it. I've always been a sharer, but there's so much going on in the world. To be able to sit back and process it is one of the most difficult things right now. There's so much difficulty for everyone um, in the world dealing with loss, with grief, with trying to adapt. And so I want to see how other people are doing it. I'm very expressive, maybe a little bit too much for people. That's what I always get told. I'm too much and too extra, but I do it for myself, and I see that we as a people need to be more empathetic towards other people, whether they're oversharing or not sharing at all, but realize that grief and trauma is something that plagues us all, no matter how much people front and fake like everything is okay. I'm not one of those people. Unfortunately, I can't do that, to try to say everything is fine and everything is perfect. I hurt. I have good days. I have bad days. I'm still dealing with, loss and grief from my mother who passed away in August, to just life in general. And so I started this show, or rather restarted the show, in an attempt to try to bring some kind of normalcy or just an outlet for people. And I'm seeing things, whether it be good or bad, but I wanna know. That's why I call tonight's show, Viewer's Choice, because I wanna know what is something that I can do. What are some of the things you like about the show? What are some of the things that you don't like about the show? I'm still new to this. I'm doing all this on my own from my home. I developed a knack for, um doing this when I first started the show back in 2019. I had a whole different show with a different topic, subject matter, and a co-host, and I was in a studio. And so I've adapted to doing it from my home, with my green screen in my small studio apartment. And last year I was blessed enough to do 26 shows. On the 27th show, I finally did one by myself, and then shows number 28, 29, and 30 were recap shows where I had guests of the previous shows come back and share their experiences and catch up. I am very proud of myself, of the hard work that I've done, as far as adapting, as far as learning, um, this whole technology thing. Um, it's very difficult, when you're doing things by yourself. A lot of people, it's difficult to depend on people, and I get it. I get it. Life is happening, um, but I'm learning to limit or to have discernment and who I give my energy to, because I'm realizing that it's not always given back, or that the gesture is not seen as that. So I do want to thank my friends who have uplifted me and held me down last year as well as this year. Um, Through it all, I have a lot of different friends. As a single person with no kids, is difficult to intermingle with people who are in relationships or who have kids. Um, I don't have that kind of responsibility, but I have my own responsibility and accountability. So try to meld all those things together with people, trying to find the time without people making excuses. There's a difference than, I'm busy and things like that, but I do find there are a clump of my friends who I'm so grateful for, who take the time, who me being around is not a problem to them or makes it seem like, they're always busy or things like that. So I earnestly appreciate that. I miss being able to go out, being able to hug and talk. Sometimes and I'm trying to work on that, is reaching out. But then when I do reach out, then it's always seems, oh, I'm busy, or I don't reach out that often. So when I do and I get the I'm busy, or something as simple as, you know, I don't know. It's difficult. So I'm trying to work on that and balance it out. But again, I think those friends, and these are friends of mine who have spouses, who have kids. They're busy, but they seem to make time for their friends. So yeah. So something, that I like to say is, when you allow the wrong people into your house, stuff will come up missing, like joy, peace, love, faith, and integrity. And that has been one of my biggest things, is because I'm such a giving and caring person. I try to mingle and I try to care for people. And I realize that for whatever reason, it's not always welcome, or perception of it is not the same on that same level. I'm 110% in everything that I do. That's just me. That's who I am. So, it is what it is. I came on again to talk about, um, possibly, asking people who have seen the show or who say they support the show, what can I do better? What can I do to make it more entertaining? Are my times off? Maybe the day is off. I have a whole YouTube page, and it's been out for a couple of months now, and I put up posts, um, you know, asking people to simply subscribe, go watch the videos, um, but nothing. So I'm at a loss right now, trying to figure out what can be the next step, if there's anything else that can be done as far as what I'm doing, because evidently, people have so much to say, or whether or not say enough at all to help me to the next level, if they care at all. And again, there's a lot going on in the world. You can't ask for too much for someone who's not willing to give it to themselves. And so that's what I'm learning. That's what my difficult lesson in life is, learning um, that. And then just me being the person I am, you know, it's really difficult because sometimes your light may trigger people because it shines on the shadow work that they refuse to do on themselves. And instead of looking at it, they project their self judgment and insecurities on me, whether it's saying I'm too much, too extra, or, oh, I don't need to do this, or you're doing too much. So, again, these are life lessons that I'm learning, but I don't know how long I'll be on today. Again, my energy level is very much that I'm still dealing with it. I had my second shot on Saturday, so I am fully vaccinated. I did it for a job, but then also for safety. For those who may or may not know, in the beginning of the year, um, I had two possible exposures to COVID, so I'm not sure which one did it. But on the 29th of December, um, after taking the test on the 28th, my test result came out positive. And so for that first week, from about the 20, I didn't experience any symptoms until the 31st. I had very flu-like symptoms. Um, I needed, things, and I had to do it on my own, which I'm so used to. I had to call Target to get, honey, to get me some, NyQuil, to get me some um, Vicks Vapor Rub. I did all that. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be, but I was content whatever the results were going to be. Thank God that my symptoms were very mild and flu-like. Um, with some advice from people who I did share the information with, it helped me. And by the 6th of January, I started to recover. About maybe about the 8th is when I started not having, any symptoms at all. Because I told Miss Corona, I said, "Look, girl, let me tell you something. I got things to do, and um, I have a life to live. I appreciate it. Not that I'm any better or any more than other, but I know that my will was not to go and to fight. And so I did. I was cleared, and I was on the bus to Vegas to pre-celebrate my birthday on the 18th, from the January 10th to the 14th. 4 days in Vegas. Had a wonderful time. This trip was already planned because I needed it. I realized that last year, I it was because of the shutdown, there was no traveling. I just in 2019, I had been to Vegas 3 times for both work and pleasure. I was always going on the road, somewhere, Disneyland, Magic Mountain, going out to eat, because as a single adult with no kids, I have to find things to keep me busy and not be stuck in the house because of my depression, because of other things. So I found things to do. If you know me, if you know whatever goes on, honey, you would always find me at Mad Baby. And the funny thing is, it's not even funny, but I don't have a license. So never had one. I have my written test and I passed it, but I don't have a driver's license. So I didn't use that as an excuse not to get out. I got tired of trying to beg people. And the funny thing is, some people like to be chased. That's really funny with people who say they want people in their life. They like to be chased. And I realized that I was chasing them. And at this point in my life, at 42, I realized that although I may beg and chase, I'm not chasing nobody no more. Imma give you the same energy you give me. If you busy, if you can't do it, if you got if you humming and, "Oh, with this and all that," and okay, you know what? Imma give you that same energy. Thank you, and I'll see you and bless you along the way. I'm not chasing nobody. Why? I guess in my self-doubt and my insecurity, I felt the need to try to be there for people or to prove more when I realized that they wouldn't or couldn't give me at least a fraction of that back. And so those are lessons that I'm learning, both professionally and personally. Um, they're very hard pills to swallow. Again, I'm a very social and caring person, and that's probably going to be the death of me mentally and emotionally, is that I care too much for people who don't care for me. Um, so it is what it is. Um, and then you have so many people that have so much to say when you're doing something, but yet there's a difference between constructive criticism and just being vengeful and hateful for whatever reason. Again, you ain't got to like everybody, and everybody ain't got to like you. But then there are people who go out of their way to try to discredit a person or just, got something negative to say. And you realize that whoever is trying to hold you down, there's no other way to explain it, but they're already below you because, like, I don't get it. Baby, what's for you is for you, and for what's for me is for me. And so if you like it, I love it. I may just not subscribe to it or buy it. That is what it is. If you don't like a person, then that's okay. But some people just go, you know, to the constant point of just, so I'm still dealing with that. If there are people who are watching on the Facebook live feed, again, this is a different show from anything that I've ever done. I'm doing it by myself. I am in a mode again because my energy is so depleted right now. But I wanted to come on and talk about how I can, if you're watching the show and you've watched it before and are watching it now, help me with some suggestions. What are some of the things I can do to make the show better, whether it's my timing, as far as in the evening, whether it's my production? I'm learning so much as far as editing and background and things like that. These are things that I did not know in the beginning. Um, and even my content. I'm sorry that I'm not on here showing my ass, my dick, my titties. I'm not doing a TikTok video. I'm not making fun of people. I'm not degrading people. I'm not gossiping. I'm not doing all those things. I thought that what I wanted to do was produce something that was uplifting and inspiring to others. And I get it. I don't want to discredit those who are watching, those who have supported me, those who continue to support me. My question is, how can I make it better? Because again, I have a whole ass YouTube page. I have all the videos are putting up from last year. I've managed to do all that last year and then continue this year. I am on 5 of the major streaming sites for podcasting. I know the main 3 are Apple, Spotify, and Google. I did that by myself. What I would say by myself, thank you to Paul Verdugo, who was one of the producers at the studio um, for the comedy pop up. He is still helping me, but I managed to do all that with no money, with very little support. And then you have people say, "Oh, I support you. I'm there for you," or "Oh, I like," maybe it's me because I'm still trying to figure this out. I don't translate you liking or on a post, but you don't follow through. There are a lot of people who, and I guess that's just a sign of the times. I don't know. I'm from California, but I must be from the Show Me State because I want you to, um, you know, show me that you support me. I've asked several times to simply just go to the YouTube page, subscribe, to share, to recommend. And for whatever reason, those 2 seconds are so much in a person's life that they can't do it. And then when I see that I'm learning, I see where I stand with these particular people. Okay, you like the post. Thank you so very much, but put action, or you say something. You can communicate on social media, but you can't communicate in real life. I don't live on social media. I have a telephone number, text, call, take those time. But again, um, the translation is different for me. I'm still trying to figure that out. Thank you, Percy. Um, Thank you so much. Today is just a chill show. Tomorrow, Lord have mercy. See, I can't even concentrate, you guys. It's really scary. Um, um, but I wanted to come on, and again, viewers' choice is where people can give me suggestion. Is it the marketing? Is it the way that the show is broadcast? Is it the topics? Those things. If you are watching on the Facebook Live post, please take that 2 seconds, that 2 minute to give me some advice to go, because I'm thinking about taking the show if I continue it to a different level, and I want people's opinion on that. I also came to talk about, for the time being, um, the Coming to America movie. It still baffles me. Hey Benny, how are you? Um, I get it. Everyone is entitled to their opinions and their thoughts and things like that. But some people just make maybe that's not enough energy. I don't have it. Even before having this vaccine shot, baby, I refuse to have that much negativity and write paragraphs on what they didn't like about the movie or what, and I'm just sitting there like, wow. Again, I saw something different. For me, watching Coming to America was like a 30-year reunion. I saw so much beautiful melanin on the stage at a time when we really needed. I had not laughed that much in a long time. It felt good to actually laugh watching that movie. And every time somebody made a new appearance, whether it was a cameo or a reference, um, it felt again like a 30-year class reunion. If anyone has seen the movie Coming to America, what were your thoughts? Why'd you like it? Why didn't you like it? I can tell you I loved it. I plan to watch it again several times. I got the jokes. I believe, again, at 42, I guess it's a different generation because the attention spans or things like that, but to sit down and watch the genius behind Eddie Murphy is just astonishing. Like, knowing what he came from in the 80s and what he did for the culture, not just Black culture, but just cinematic culture in general, um, was and is beautiful. Hold on one second, Kelly. Have you considered using multiple platforms? I heard him. Um, I've thought about it and I'm trying to expand. I'm not tech savvy. I'm doing this on my own, so trying to do that is difficult. I don't have TikTok. Um, but that is a suggestion. Um, and again, thank you, Kel, because I am trying to figure out how to expand what's appeasing to people, why they watch or why they don't watch. So thank you again for taking that time out. I appreciate people no matter how much time they spend, 2 seconds or not. I'm just, that kind of person. I don't even Bigo. I've heard of her, but I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know her. So if anybody has any information on her or these other platforms, let me know. Um, I've been fighting myself fully, actually, and not fully standing in my truth because I've been more concerned with what people will say, what they won't say, and I've not really been my true authentic self to 100%. And I've been true and I've been very authentic, but it's not to 100%. I've wasted so much time and energy worried about what negative people have to say, those who don't support me, instead of focusing my attention on um, appreciating and honoring those people in my life, whether it be 2 to 200 to 2,000. I personally appreciate it, and I go out of my way to let those people know that I appreciate them. Um, and I give you what you give me. If you're giving me funny style energy, if you're giving me hums and I don't know, and stuff like, okay, then I'm not even bothering with you. It's okay. It is okay. Life will go on. Point blank and period. Life will go on. So again, I used to think it was something, and I'm just like, okay, it is what it is. Don't tell me you want to work with me. Give me plan detail. Give me this. Don't text me with one word text or you know that don't do anything for me. I speak, I communicate. If anything, I over communicate. So if you can't grasp that knowledge, then you don't want to work with me. You don't want to be with me. And I get it because the project probably wouldn't be for us in the first place. So I don't know. And this is several people. I do a general because these things they apply to a lot of things. I had somebody who was working who wanted me to work on a project all the way back in November. Oh, but something told me, "Mm-mm, you can't trust this bitch." So I went ahead and I played chess and moved with them. And I'm a person about business. So if you talking, let's talk coins, let's talk responsibilities, so that everything there's no gray area, whatever. Every time I went to this person, I tried to get something. Oh, well, it's okay, Finally, I got a statement saying how much I was getting paid for this event to host it. Um, I was told I would get my thing is I need half my deposit up front. I'm sorry. And your deposit is non-refundable. Anybody who wants to do business, whether it's friends, family, whatever the case may be, when it comes to what you have to do and what you have to offer, get everything in writing. That verbal shit don't work because it don't work in the court of law and it don't work on paper. Oh, okay. So fighting with this person back and forth, trying to get something. Oh, well, so finally they gave me $100 deposit, which was a fourth of what I was supposed to get. They gave it to me, I think December 9th, and told me that the second half of the deposit um, would be given to me by Christmas. I shouldn't have to chase you. You know. Again, folks like to be chased. I don't know what it is. They want you, to feel important. But if you're telling me something and you want me to do something for you, why should I have to chase you? Why should I have to remind you? You busy, I'm busy. We all fucking busy. I'm tired of being nice and taking medicine for other people's headaches. If you full of shit, then say you full of shit. If you don't want me around, if you don't want to work with me, then say that. But something in me, when I see this, I just sit back. I'm like, okay. So January's coming. Then they're asking me all these different things. And I'm sitting there like, okay, did you forget that you were supposed to send me my other deposit? So then at the beginning of this month, this person comes back. And mind you, they're asking me, oh, I need your bio. I need you to do this and stuff. I'm not doing nothing because you haven't fulfilled the simplest of tasks, which is give me my second half of my deposit. Already I knew that this person was full of shit. So they come and they're like, oh, well, um, I need you to do this, this, and this. I said, well, where's the other half of my money? I said, because it's been so long that you have waited to give me or that you haven't even acknowledged this, I cannot trust my intellectual property or my personage with you. And the fact that you've waited this long, if you wish to continue to do business, then the deposit, which is non-refundable, has gone up. And if that's not to your liking, then there's nothing that we can do. We can't work to each other. Oh, well, then I get an email. Oh, well, I don't understand where this is coming from and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, and then had the audacity to send me a request for that deposit back through Cash App. And I quickly declined it. I said, again, your verbal agreement was to pay me X amount on this date and X amount on that date. You have not fulfilled that agreement. So therefore, there's nothing that I can or will not do to refund you this non-refundable deposit. Your verbal agreement has null and void. Thank you. Say no more. That's just one of the examples of the shit that I go through. I can't even again talk about because again when you express how you feel and your experiences, people have so much to say. What should be said this way, or why are you doing this, or why are you doing that? One of the funniest things is that trauma is real. And when you see a bitch who can't even acknowledge your trauma, even if they don't agree with it, because it's not their job to agree with it, but it's something about people who don't even want to acknowledge trauma. And trauma has many different shapes, forms, and fashion. But when you see people, friends, family, whatever the case may be, they can't even take the simple time to acknowledge the trauma that you've gone through, or when someone or you're telling someone how you feel, then they try to lessen it and, oh, well, they didn't mean it this way, or I don't understand why you're being dramatic. How the fuck you gonna tell me I'm being dramatic about how I feel? Because see, these things didn't happen to people. They happened to me. And I'm entitled to be angry, upset, miserable, whatever the fuck I feel. It's not up to you to try to tell me when, where, how, why, and should I feel a certain way. But you do. You got a lot of people that do. Oh, well, you shouldn't feel this way, or that there's no timeline when you're dealing with grief. There's no timeline when you're dealing with anger. You have to walk through those doors upon yourself when you're doing them on your own. Some things that I always wanted. The purpose of your journey, your individual journey, is to restore yourself to wholeness and wellness. It's not up to you to, and again, I choose the life affirmation as well as the affirmation for my show as alter your narrative, because there's so many different narratives. People will tell you how you should feel, why you should feel, what you should feel, what you should think, how you should react, how you should not react. I'm gonna tell you right now, and it ain't because I'm no punk, but I'm gonna tell you my on site list, S-I-G, wait, SIGHT, site list. When I see you, that list is a mile long, because there's been so many people that have disrespected me or attempted to disrespect me because of whatever the case, my size, the things that I say, who they think I go to bed with or who I don't go to bed with, or they don't think I deserve something because of the aesthetic that they're looking for. I've worked with so many so-called community-based organizations, and the city of Los Angeles have done so much work, but those same organizations could not and would not hire me because they're looking for a certain thing. They can take all the free work. And that's another funny thing about the word community. Baby, when I tell you, community is hand in hand with the word free, because they want you to work for free. They want you to come out for free. They want you to do their work for them for free, but never want to acknowledge you. Then when you have something to say or you don't agree with something, then you're the problem, that you're the troublemaker. But I wasn't the problem when I was doing all this work for you, bringing folks into your organization, helping you do all this thing. And my dumbass at this time, because I want to be a team player, because I felt that I needed to be appreciated and honored by these so-called leaders, so-called people, I went ahead and worked and did things for free and done these things, but never could they offer me a job when I needed it. And then you hear things behind the scenes later on, or you see the people that they hire, no qualifications, no go get. Only thing they are is just physically appealing. And it hurts. It hurts. It goddamn hurts. But I moved on and began to work and be around people who appreciate me. And then you get the moniker of, oh, you're difficult to work with, or oh, you think you're all that. Somebody had the audacity to call and try to check me because something they thought they heard. And instead of going and telling me, see, that's the funny thing. When adults talk, if I heard something from someone, then I should bring that person to the forefront instead of coming to try to check a person. Oh, I can't tell you who said it. Then why the fuck are you even coming to me in the first place? That you trusted that person so much, and then, oh, I heard it from several people. Well, bring all their asses to me, because my phone number is the same and my address is the same. But instead, you want to come and try to check me. Then you want to throw out, oh, well, nobody's better than anybody. You're right, because when y'all had y'all's little kiki and your selective group going on, it was okay. But now that I'm trying to do something and making something for myself without your help, then it's, oh, no one's better than another person. Child, please. Anybody in the room got any comments, suggestions, or concerns? I'm open to it tonight. The floor is open. Damn, it's been 52 minutes already. Oh no, that's the time I've been on. It's weird because I can't hear feedback because I'm playing it through the Zoom on Facebook Live. So there is a delay as well as I don't hear any sound or anything. So if you are in the room, please let me know that you can hear me. I hope I've not done this whole damn thing with no sound. It would be a travesty. Um, but if you are watching on Facebook Live, let me know that you're in the room with a hello, hey bitch, I don't like you, or you don't like me. I'm here for it today, baby. At this point in life, baby, after surviving Corona, after doing all the shit that I've done, I don't give a fuck no more. I'm tired. I really am. I'm tired of trying to prove myself to people who are not there for me. Again, I thank my friends who have been there and supported me in numerous ways as they care for their own families, as they do their own thing. Thank you. And I'm not going to name names because the list of people who don't is way larger than the ones who do. But I appreciate those people inviting me to their family's house for dinner, make because I live by myself, live alone. So um, it's difficult navigating. And as I'm getting older, um, you have concerns of being a single person with no kids. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Um, you have concerns. Maybe nobody else is talking about it, but bitch, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm 42, so I already have survived being black in South Central Los Angeles. On top of being openly gay, on top of having been diagnosed with major depression, on top of everything else, being homeless, not for my account, but someone who so called me their friend. Um, where I spent one the last time, I was 2.5 years downtown on Skid Row. I've been on my own since 17, and maybe I've couch surfed. I've been in young adult shelters. I've been in adult shelters, and I survived. And I ask myself every day, on top of everything else going on in the world, how are you still able to be loving and caring when the world has not showed that same love and care to you? A lot of people may think they know what I've gone through or may have heard me talk about it, but they don't know. They don't know. And that's why I'm trying to work on my own autobiography to express those fears of you being a young person in an adult shelter where you have to sit and you have to hold your bag on top of your chest because you're scared that someone will steal your stuff. I've had to stay in sober living homes just so I can afford a place to stay. So it was easy because, yeah, I'm sober, woohoo. But those are some of the things that I've had to go through. Then you go and you stay with somebody who so calls you their friend, and only to for them to put you out, and you find out that the reason why they put you out is because they were taking your checks and writing checks to the post office to buy stamps. And they didn't want you to find out. And the only way that you found out is because the address on your checkbook was at your grandmother's house. So when you go to your grandmother's house, you receive all these letters from the post office and wondering, why am I getting all these letters? I don't have a job. My job fired me. My friend so called kicked me out. So you open the letters, and each of them say, and mind you, this is 2005. Um, we regret to inform you that your check bounced. And I'm sitting there like, my check? I don't know what the fuck they talking about. I didn't write no check. And then they start piling in. You getting letter after letter until finally you get a receipt from the newspaper clipping of them buying the stamps from the newspaper clipping with your name in the same address and apartment that they just kicked you out of. but I'm not supposed to want to whoop that person's ass every time I see them. Because if I do, then I would still not, I would have a criminal record, but it wouldn't be justified because no matter how a dog dirty a person does you, you can't justify it. And so you sit and you try to wait on Miss Karma to come through. She don't seem to be working. So you sit there and pray. You say, Lord, let me continue to be the person that I am, loving and caring and honest with no criminal record, because that doesn't fly in certain communities. Because what flies is check writing and doing fraud and sleeping around and all these things. But you're the square because you don't subscribe to those things. Not because you think you're better than anybody, but because that's not my ministry. And I use the word ministry loosely. That's not my thing. But I'm not supposed to feel any kind of thing. And then when I say that particular incident, that's one of many. That's one of many that I've had to go through and I've had to survive. But then you see that person and they can't even take the time to acknowledge the fact of what they did to you when you called them your friend, when you were their friend and you did things for them. See, that's been my problem, is calling people my friend when they weren't my friend. They may have been an associate, an acquaintance, or they probably, and most likely they was a dry hater. I don't understand that because, baby, if you like it, I love it. If it's not meant for me, then so far and so be it. But why be around people that you don't like? That's too much fucking energy. And whatever I was given at that time, whether it was the codependency, the people pleasing, the low self esteem, that still does not give a motherfucker the right to take advantage of you, to steal from you, to try to ruin your reputation and get over on you. There's no excuse, but you're the one that's wrong when you try to bring it up or you try to express all the hurt, the pain, the disappointment that you've gone through in life. And that's not even from my own motherfucking family. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about these so-called people because again, the patterns continue. And I see that the only thing that's the same was me, or rather is me. What's up, everybody in the room? Today's just one of them days I'm talking about what the fuck I want to talk about. So it is what it is. I don't have a lot of support from people who say they support me, so it ain't gonna do. It is what it is. Um, if anybody's in the room who have seen the movie Coming to America, what's your thoughts? What's your opinion of the movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Um, I don't know. Why is it so hard for people to talk? Help me understand that. I don't understand. Why is it hard for people to talk or to express or to share their feelings? I don't understand it. Maybe that's why I'm in the situations that I'm in or have to deal with the people that I've dealt with. I'm still dealing with trying to get a hold to it's finally done. But from August of last year, I have been fighting EDD because when I went to get my EDD, I was told that the address and the email was not what I was given or given to them. And I said, what the fuck y'all talking about? I lived in this place at the time, it was 13 years. It'll be 14 years on June 1st that I moved into this apartment. So I'm like, okay, what kind of clerical is it? Did I put the wrong apartment number? Did I misspell the street? Did these fat fingers not write what the fuck it was supposed to be? So I kept calling back, to finally somebody said, the information that's on your profile is not the information that you're giving us. So then I proceed to give them that this is the second time in my 42 years on earth that I've ever had to use EDD. The first was when I was old. And at the time, because I didn't have a place to stay, I used my grandmother's address. I was staying at Covenant House, the youth shelter. Um, so I gave them that address. They said, that's not. I said, well, let me, maybe it's something else. I gave them every known address I can think of and that as I've ever lived at in my entire life. They said, no, that's it. So that means I couldn't get to my money for my EDD that was owed to me. So then finally they said, unfortunately, I can't tell you much, but I can tell you that there is an address on your account from somebody who lives in Antioch, California. I go, the fuck? At the time, I didn't even know where Antioch, California was. The only thing I knew about Antioch was that I went to Antioch University through an extension program called the Bridges in 2017. So somebody had taken their information and put on my account, and they changed everything to it. And luckily, I got to them and I stopped it before any of my money could be taken out. So I'm sitting there like, ain't this a bitch? So I had to go and I had to submit my personal information to prove who I am. And I said, I don't get it. I don't get it. How do people think that it's okay to just take advantage of other people? Do you know there are several thousand people out here who don't have their own shit because somebody want to do fraud and somebody want to commit? And I'm sitting there like, I don't understand how that person can go to bed with themselves at night. I don't. Even saying something about it's just it's not in me. So I'm still fighting. Luckily, um, I got it resolved after having a hearing with the judge in December, but I had to submit my information 3 times, and one time it got denied. I said, "Oh no, baby, this is an inside job. Why is the information that I'm sending you that you asked me to send you being denied?" And then the thing was, oh well, they were going to send the letter of denial to the address on my file, which is in Antioch, California. So I'm sitting there like, you motherfuckers is giving the criminals a head up. What sense does that make? So finally, I had to get an appeal. I had to go to the Office of Appeals in San Diego, send them a letter. I got a case in December, on December 31st, mind you, in the midst of my COVID. um, the judge finally, approved everything. So now I've still been fighting because I can't get a hold to anyone over at EDD. And it became my job, literally and figuratively, every morning call EDD. They have 5,000 numbers, so I've called all of them. I've called at different times and different days. Nothing. Couldn't get a hold to anything. Luckily, a friend of mine gave me a referral to um, my state senator, who can help me and has helped me. I thank him and I thank them. But now I'm just at the last hurdle where I was able to get into my account, but now I can't do anything to it because I don't have the customer identification number that was given to the other person when they put their email address on my account. So I've been fighting that since August. All because somebody thought it's nice and it's cute to try to get over in the system. Again, I'm so tired of being taken advantage by people. That's not even there are other things that have happened um to me. A bitch Saint cannot seem to get a break. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to maintain who I am, integrity, have manners, but it doesn't seem to matter because that's what people don't care about. If you cussing, fucking, showing your titties, your ass, your dick, you doing TikTok videos, you get thousands and millions of views. You got followers. How the fuck? And then you're praised not for your mind, not for any contributions to the world that you're doing, but what you can do for somebody visually and physically. Go figure. Then when you bring it up, then there's something wrong with you. Hey, everybody who is watching on the Facebook Live feed. Again, this is one of them days. Um, I'm just talking what the fuck I want to talk about. So, but yeah, I have a whole ass YouTube page where my videos have been on, where I'm uploading and trying to do a show. I did 30 shows last year. Not too many people can, first of all, and I'm not gonna say, I always laugh because if you know music, Little Richard was the architect of rock and roll before he was the first to do it. And then all these people copied him, Pat Boone. They would take his same song and do it, but not give him credit for it. So I joke and say I don't know, but I think I'm the little because at the time, mind you, I started this. My first show was in May, and I had never heard of Zoom. I said, well, let me figure this out. So I start doing my show on Zoom as opposed to being in the studio. And I would bring people on. Then I figured out, oh, I can do it and broadcast it live on Facebook. So mind you, this is back in May. Again, I'm not saying I'm the Little Richard of it, but I saw and I've seen a lot of people who, again, the same people that won't don't have me on their show, didn't want me on their show, um, or whatever the case may be. But I saw them doing it, or I saw other people begin to do it, and it is what it is. I can't copyright shit, but it's just funny. But so I managed to do that last year, and again, there was a whole big thing in the beginning of the year with people's opinion. I made a post during the death of Kobe Bryant about how we treat people who we see every day, who but we give and glorify celebrities, and people took it the wrong way. So wrong, the fact that um, there was so much negative. Now, mind you, what I did learn from that experience was maybe the wording that I could have used was different, but my intent was the same, and it still is the same. You had folks who don't know a goddamn thing about basketball, but sitting there, oh, Kobe Bryant, and oh, and I get, and there are people who do, and that's okay. I don't see how you can equate. I never try to uplift a celebrity or another person when I have people, mentors, superheroes in my life for real that I can touch and have and ask them advice and get advice from them versus honoring somebody who you would never meet. But again, if you like it, I love it. So that post was taken out of content. There were so many different things. Um, then people who supposedly don't like me continue to go on my page and discredit me and all kinds of stuff. And I dealt with that in the beginning of the year. And then I rose from that. It's so funny. A lot of for those my drag persona. My name is Imani Phoenix, and I chose that name for several reasons, but it is spiritual for me. Um, Imani is the seventh principle of Kwanzaa, meaning faith. And then Phoenix, for those who don't know or may just know because of the X-Men TV show and the movie, but it is the mythological bird that arises from the flames anew. I had no idea that that literally was going to be my life. The many times that I've overcome something or someone's demise or bad situations that I have maybe put myself in or other people have put me in, I would come up. And I'm grateful for that. My journey is that it gets to the point when as you begin to heal yourself, you realize because no one will now, and it's okay. I don't ask for anybody to acknowledge. I don't want. I know the shit that I've been through. I know the shit that I could have gone through, and I know the times that I was saved. So I wake up every morning with gratitude. But it's a hard pill to swallow when you see motherfuckers get over who have done you wrong, continue to do wrong, and they seem to be prospering. And for anybody who says that they don't feel that way, use a motherfucking lie. You're lying. And if you're not, then so be it. But I feel it. I'm entitled to feel hurt, betrayed, abandoned, misunderstood, all those adjectives that I want to fucking feel. I'm entitled to them. I didn't ask your permission because your opinion is neither desired nor required. And I'm learning that now. When a person tries to tell you how to feel, how to think, what to do, then they ain't got their shit together. It's all a process. We all working on ourselves in some way, shape, or form, you know. But whatever the case may be, you know, wholeness wholeness is a situation where there is no trouble. It's not a place where there's no trouble, there's no pain or hard work to be done. It simply is. You know, it means that you have to be in the midst of all life's challenges and still remember while you're being taken advantage of, while people are overlooking you, or all those things, you have to remember that you are complete and that people seeing it or their expectations of what that means is not the same. So you continue to do you. It does not mean perfection. You got all these people on these social medias just lying out their ass. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. And again, everything is not for everybody, but be real, be honest, show that you have some kind of humanity other than looking at a bitch put gorilla glue in her hair and laughing and thinking that's funny. You can take and sit and watch videos and interviews, but you have someone who you say that you support, and you can't even take the 3 minutes to go to their page and like their YouTube page or encourage them to continue to do. You don't even got to watch the motherfucking videos. Just put it on. Go to a streaming site, walk your ass in another room. That simple. But you can't make the distinction of that. You can sit and stream Disney Plus, Hulu, all those kind of things. And again, I get it. When you realize that you're not even a speck, you ain't got to be somebody's priority. Just a fraction of saying I care and I support you after you've tried to say it out of your own mouth. It's in that authentic and soul aligned way of living that you can belong to no matter where you go because you have found I, I have found contentment in myself. So I'm okay with being by myself, knowing that I will probably die by myself. And I'm okay with that. No, it ain't no suicide, ain't shit like that going on. I'm just saying how I feel. As a person with no kids who's an adult who will not put up with people's bullshit because I know what I bring to the table and it's more than a dick and ass, a mouth, or whatever the case may be. I don't no longer have to shake my pocketbook, shake my purse to get a man and then sit back and realize that they just took advantage of me. Because that's what people do. I can't understand how people think that's okay. Like, bitch, if that's something I want, go get it. To sit there and be a user and take advantage of people and to think that's okay, it baffles me. It baffles me because you see all this illusion of all these folks out here with these bodies and all that kind of shit, and you look up and they, and again, by me expressing how I feel, and then again, you always get that, oh, you a hater. How the fuck am I a hater when I say how I feel? But you can say how you feel about me or my kind or my type. But if I say something that doesn't go or goes against you, you acting a fool, you acting ignorant, you having no morals, no integrity, I'm a hater. But you sitting out there talking about I'm flown out. You're being flown out, but you also getting your back blown out. Hello, somebody. Oh, but we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about the obvious, how you see all this folks and these internet people and all these millions and billions of followers. Do you not understand that body dysmorphia is not just overeating? Okay, you can go to the gym and then you can masquerade it. Oh, I'm trying to be healthy. But when you purposely do shit to get approval or get shit to be liked, and then again, I don't understand how you call yourself heterosexual or whatever, but yet you know your audience and you think that's okay. Talk about, oh, it's leg day. No, baby, it's not leg day. It's dick showing day. That's what it is. But we're not. But I'm wrong for calling you out on it. Or every time you look, you got millions of billions of followers, and yet you can't take. You took the time to post, but yet you can't take the time to. If someone likes your picture, or if someone makes a comment, you and all your high ass expectations and all your what entitlement can't even take the time to say thank you. I don't get that. Ain't nobody that motherfucking busy because evidently you prioritize to put this half naked ass picture up as you sit and have all these people ogling you and all this kind of stuff and you feel validated, but yet you have no stake in the world. Your mental capacity, honey, you probably couldn't even spell. Oh, but I'm wrong for pointing that out. Okay, it is what it is. But again, I'm trying to navigate in this new tech age, um, and it's difficult. If I have a skill that I've acquired that I've worked hard for, and somebody asks me for help, or somebody I can see that I can help somebody, it's not coming out of my pocket. It's not physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually hurting me to give that person advice. But there are so many people who are so insecure because their insecurities is under because oh, I'm insecure because I'm fat. I'm insecure because I'm gay. But your insecurity is that you don't want nobody to succeed, or whatever you have to hold it. If you have a skill, if you have a talent, if you have a gift, and you see somebody that can use that, because if you didn't get to the fucking place you got to by yourself, whether you sitting in the gym for I wonder, I always wonder how the muscle queens are doing nowadays. Some of them, because we all the gyms are closed here in LA. Pretty much some of them. No, let me not say that. Most of them are open. They have a very few that are open air. But I wondered how did that affect their insecurity? Because I'm gonna tell you something about addiction. And what we're not seeing is that addiction is not just drugs and alcohol, even though those are glorified. Those addictions are glorified. It's okay, but when you have self-esteem issues or you have, you know, other issues that you're dealing with, because see, my insecurities show up because of the emotional overeating. Your addictions show up because you're in the gym, not because you're trying to be healthy, but because you're trying to get approval, and that's fine. Do that for you. But then when you turn your nose down to somebody else or think that you're better than or think a person is unhealthy, because their addiction shows more than yours. There's only so much stuff you can put up your nose before it begins to show. You're not just that spunky just because you have the personality. Let's talk about that. Because, baby, but it's okay. Yeah, it's one of those days, y'all. I'm fine now. And I didn't want to have no cocktail because if I did, I'd be more upset or emotional than I am now. So, um, but yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how we value other people's insecurities, or we don't even value our own self enough. We're looking to value. I don't understand. There ain't enough people in the world. How the fuck you got trillions and billions of followers, and you can't? You've taken the time to broadcast your ass, your dick, your titties, your body, and oh, I got millions of followers, but you can't even take the time to acknowledge these people. Then if somebody acknowledges you that is not your type, then it's a problem. Or you don't want people to look at you that way. Well, bitch, you put it out there that you the only fan hoe. What else am I supposed to think? What else am I supposed to see? You put it out there, but yet you don't want to be judged, or you don't want to be, but yet you quickly judge other people who are not there, or you quickly try to say, oh, well, because you don't have X, Y, and Z, you're not of caliber. never saying that the reason why you got X, Y, or Z is because you got 5 profiles at the park, or that you have a plug at the airplane or the airport. That's why you're able to go, and you're not being flown out for your personality. But that's the world that we live in. That is what's uplifted. That is what is required and desired. Knowing that these people is just as miserable as somebody who may appear to be miserable because of my size or whatever the adjective you want to add to it. That's the funny thing. Because I'm gonna tell you when I'm not in a good mood. I'm gonna tell you when I'm not having a good day because I'm human. And yes, it may hurt to be vulnerable, but I'd rather be vulnerable than fake as a shake and go wig. It ain't worth it. So it ain't worth it, Miss Seeley. It ain't worth it. Mm-mm. If you can't be real with yourself, how the fuck are you gonna be real with somebody else? But see, that's the thing. We're not looking for real. We're not looking for honesty. We're looking for somebody to stroke our ego, to make us feel good, to tell us all these things. Oh, you look good. Oh, this, all that. And then those same people that uplift you is ready to tear you down themselves because they can't do what you're doing. They only wish they can do. And so we live vicariously through all these people leg day. And I'm so tired of that shit. It's funny. That superficial shit is the funniest thing to me. And I'm so glad that I feel like I'm because of my insecurity. And the funny thing is my insecurities were not of my own being. They were other people's insecurity, which led to my insecurities of my weight, of me being gay, of me being black. All those things that people have a problem with you about is not your motherfucking issue. It's their issue. And you need to start looking them bitches in the face and say, bitch, I'm tired of taking the medicine for your headache. Ask the person, why are they racist? Ask the person, why are they homophobic? Ask the person, why are they size? Why do they have an issue with if a bitch is more plucked than you? That should not. You should be so content in who you are that if a bitch walked in, it's because I still don't get how these bitches 1,000 pound bitch. I still can't get a man. So maybe I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck am I doing wrong. You 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 you. We have uplifted the most horrific behaviors in life. How the fuck you get a reality show for being a teen mom? Or you get a reality show for being the wife or the spouse of somebody who is working hard? Then you want everybody to believe that the car that you drive and the house that you're in, the storefront that you have, that's all you when it's all production. And you don't realize the damage that you're doing, not only to yourself, but to the community of people who are watching you self destruct. Then you want to sit back and cry, oh, well, I have this image. And bitch, isn't that what you presented? Isn't that what you be a perfect? I don't understand how, I don't understand racism. And I damn sure don't understand homophobia. Let's get on that for a quick minute. I'm going to be generous and say 75%. Yeah, 75% of every person in this earth. Okay, I'll lessen it down. Maybe I'll say 50% of the population that is here of human beings are all here because of sex. Not marital sex, not love, but lust. And if I'm not mistaken, lust is one of the seven deadly sins. If I'm not correct, let me know. So how can you heterosexuals, and it kills me softly that the majority of these people that has so much opposition with what they think a person does in their bedroom are African Americans. And I'm only speaking of what I know and was close to me. But you uplift the rap video. You uplift broadcasting your WAP. That's lust. That's maybe that's at least five of the seven deadly sins just in that one video. But it's okay. And I'm using them as an example. I'm not saying those individual, but I'm saying when a person has a problem with you for whatever reason, tell it, hold a mirror up to that bitch and say, is it because you have a problem with it yourself? Because I don't. We have been misled. Our insecurities have come from other people's insecurities, and they try to mask it off on you. Why are you insecure about a big girl, skinny bitch? If anything, you should be more proud. But you've made fun of that person. And then the funny thing is, especially in the gay community, baby, when I tell you, and I, as a drag queen entertainer who has dressed up and performed in drag on screen and off screen professionally and gotten money for it professionally. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. Maybe I was talking too much, honey. I got shut off. But I done lost my train of thought. Ooh, okay, maybe that was a sign I should shut my ass up because there's too much truth being told today. Um, I don't know, but I am going to take that as a sign. Let me sit my fat ass down, take my ass back to bed. I've had an enjoyable evening getting off. This is my therapy. For some of you bitches that need therapy will never admit it. Find you something to talk about your feelings, to deal with your trauma instead of whatever your means of it is. Um, what else I got to say? Uh, but yeah, so thank y'all for listening. Again, if you see something I can do better with the show, something that you don't like, just let a bitch know. You know, try to do it again. Sometimes we have to accept that the mistakes that we made in the past are just part of who we are. We have to learn and grow from the things that went wrong. Accept them. Again, that's what embracing your journey is for me. Is knowing that baby, I've not made all the best choices. I've put myself in dangerous situations that could have ended my life. But I I have to learn from them. What was the lesson? Nurture the things that have gone wrong in your life and embrace the things that have gone wrong right in your life. Because see, my problem has always been up or trying to focus on the negative when I should be grateful. And again, that's what my gratitude journals are for me, is writing in them every day, even if it's something as simple as thank you for waking me up this morning. Because you realize that there's some bitch in the world that did not open her eyes, did not open his eyes, and wish they could have opened their eyes. So all your troubles seem to dissipate the minute you start and you build that level of gratitude. Once you embrace who you are and you start to heal, then the rest is a journey. Because can't a bitch tell you anything? You can't tell me anything I don't know about myself. Yeah, I know I'm a bitch. Yeah, I know I got a smart ass mouth, but I also got some quick ass hands too. So be careful because you never know which one you may get. And at this point, baby, I'm tired. Okay, I'm 42. I ain't got no criminal record. I may decide to go slap a bitch one day. I'm it's itching. This slap a bitch hand right here is itching. As I'm pretty sure there are bitches who want to slap me, but realize that there are bitches I want to slap as well. So yeah, even the small things in our life that have caused us problems, we can use them and turn them around and be grateful for them. Even though that person who was stealing my checks and buying stamps, and I see them and I want to slap the shit out of them. I want karma to hurry up and get that Skeletor looking bitch. I have to be grateful that it could have been worse because on June 1st of 2021, I will be in this. This is the longest that I've ever lived on my own. This is the first time I've ever lived on my own. Not sleeping on somebody's couch, not being in a young adult shelter, not being in an adult shelter. I turned that key and I've made that shit possible for 14 years with no roommates other than an occasional little boy or two that came to visit me in my boudoir. Didn't have no roommates. I'd let people stay with me. And then it's like, okay, because I know what it's like to couch surf. I still, in my head, know the people that talked about me as I stayed on their couch, family included, who made me feel less than. Now that I'm out here trying to do something with myself and have something, I'm not supposed to think, because their image of me or what they think, even me being an actor, that's so funny how a person's glow up can cause another person's strife and discomfort because they have to take a look at their life and say, oh, well, maybe I want to do that. Never in my life would I have thought that I would be an actor because the narrative of someone like me is the only time you would be on television is with the show Cops. That is what it is. There's no two way about it. Society has a narrative or had a narrative on my life before I was even born. So I could have sat back and took that narrative, but even then, as a child, I knew that that's not the narrative for me. And so I worked hard, whether that was learning in school, achieving things, winning speech contests, winning essays. Oh, but I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to brag about those things because that makes a person, a literate ass person, feel insecure. I'm sorry. But yet you can, how does that bother another person when another person shows and appreciates the gifts and talents they have in life? Baby, the only reason why you skinny is because you got shit blowing up your nose, or that you shooting shit in your veins, and that you forever walking around with a turtleneck and a long sleeve shirt on. Oh, but I'm not supposed to say that. But yet you can make fun of somebody my size, and literally your mama is probably twice as big as me. Or the funny thing is how I try not to come across people, mind you. See, this is old school fat. Baby, this is 42-year-old good fat. I know my body. I know what work, and I've been much heavier and I've been much smaller, and I acknowledge all that. But the funny thing is when you see bitches who made fun of you and they 3 times as big as you, or you got these new bitches with this new, see, I'm gonna call it what it is. It's called new COVID fat. And you new COVID fat bitches, y'all don't know how to deal with your fat. Oh, I gained 5 pounds and the world's gonna come to an end. Okay. But you deal with a strong bitch like me who has to deal with it, who knows their body, whether I'm in drag or not, and still makes it look good. Oh, but I'm not supposed to say anything. Okay. Hey, Donald, Prince Toby, what's going on, my love? As you can see, baby, I'm here for the shits today, as they say. I am here. When you overcome, the funny thing is, I had I had survivor's guilt. Once I survived the COVID and had done everything, um, some for some strange reason, again, that's just the kind of person I am. you know, and instead of being grateful and appreciative, again, you're not supposed to do all these things. Baby, I'm gonna wake up and you don't know. I shouted on the bus to Vegas. I shouted while I was in Vegas. I shouted when I was had my birthday party over Zoom. I pretty much get up and shout every morning because I realize that there are bitches for whatever reason that did not open their eyes this morning, this day. And whatever they did, good, bad, or indifferent, they did it. So for a quick second, I had survivor's guilt. Oh, I shouldn't talk about it. I shouldn't be grateful that, I survived having COVID. And then I get the opportunity to get the vaccine. And so I took it. It was offered to me through a potential job that I'm working on. Can't say too much about it, but um because at first I didn't want to do it. I was like, no, I'm fine. I through miscommunication, I thought, oh, once you get it, then you don't have to worry about it. Then I heard about the actor, you know, Tiny Zeus listener. He died from his second battle with Miss Rona. And I said, baby, I'm not trying to fight that bitch twice. No, thank you, no ma'am. I survived round one with her, but I don't think I can go round two because I was grateful to go round one with her and walk away. So when it was offered to me, I jumped on it. I took it. I battled taking the vaccine for a minute. Um, the conspiracy theories and all that kind of shit like that, and then possibly, the side effects. Like I said, I'm having difficulty concentrating since Saturday. Only thing that I've experienced is um, fatigue, and I feel like I'm in a fog, and I feel like I can't concentrate. I'm trying to, you know, get my thoughts together because I have so many things in my head at one time. Um, that's just a side effect of living by yourself and not having to depend. I can't even get bitches. I can't. I'm tired of texting. I'm tired. So call me. But I can't even did that because I'm not that important to them. So okay, I ain't chasing them. Okay. I give people the same energy that they give me, good, bad, or indifferent. If you wonder why I'm asking standoff, ask yourself why. What did you do? What did you say? What you didn't do? Because I'm here for it. I'm that kind of person. If you show interest in me, I'm gonna be interested in you. We're gonna be interested in each other. But the minute I like balance, and again, it is not always tit for tat thing. They don't know, but you can tell the energy that people give. And again, everybody got things going on in their life. We all got motherfucking things going on. But all that excuses, all that humming eh, and thank you, but I've moved on. Okay, it says I've been on here for a while, so I am going to go. I'm hungry. See, I had to keep my thoughts. Like I said, I can't think, so I had my list of thoughts. But again, if you are here really quick and you've seen the movie Coming to America on Amazon Prime, let me know your thoughts. I want to hear other people's thoughts. I live by my motherfucking self, so I ain't got nobody to talk to. I'm tired of talking to my cat. I'm tired of other things of myself. So talk to a bitch. Let me know what's going on. Did you like the movie? If you guys watched the show last week, I interviewed my friend Dolly Gray, who has a movie also on Amazon Prime called The Industry Did It, um, a psychological thriller. It ain't for everybody. Again, but what she taught me and what I learned last week, and mind you, I met Dolly years ago. We were doing a game show run through um, for the show hip hop squares. See, that's another thing, baby. I got to tell everybody everything that I've been involved in or everything that I do. I got my receipts. While you sitting there trying to front and tell me you think all this stuff, Google my name. Cause see, that's what I'm gonna stop sitting in the background and being ashamed of the accomplishments that I've done because you don't think that I deserve them because of my size or my aesthetic or even some of the things that come in and out of my mouth. But yet you're not perfect, but yet you want to put that on me. So no, you can Google me, baby. I have paid shit. You may not care for me because of the way I look or whatever the thing that fuck I say, but baby, I'm not worried about you because you can't put money in or out of my pocket. And while you sitting there telling me I'm too extra, too much, too this, too that, bitch, have you been on TV? Do you have credit? Have you performed other than in a bar? Oh, but I'm not supposed to talk about those bitches, but those same bitches look at me a certain way or don't look at me. Bitch, don't throw it. Don't throw rocks and hide your hands, ho. It's not my fault that all this is it is what it is. But I can guarantee you when I put on a dress, I don't look like a football player. Oh, but I'm not supposed to say those things. But yet they can say everything about me under the sun. But I'm not supposed to say that the hormones that you got, you should go get a refund, sir. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get off this bitch. Oh, I think I'm gonna get off this bitch, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for those who tuned in, for those who wish to tune in, for those who hate enough in the background and the foreground, on the front and the back. I hope that you take whatever you do with your day, your 86,400 seconds of any given day, and use them to the best of your acknowledgement. Use them for something other than trying to tear somebody else down. You know, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, to my kings, queens, and those of us royals who are in between or don't identify at all, to the lovers and haters, haters and lovers, judgers, and those who are envious of others. Be mindful of the things you do with your life and the things that you say. It, be wise and be cautious of what goes on when you go to bed because some days you may not wake up. And I'm gonna tell you something like that. If I don't wake up tomorrow morning, I want y'all to know this that I've been through the storm and I've been through the rain. And bitch, when it's my time to go, bitch, wherever I go, whether it's upstairs or downstairs, I'm gonna be in charge of the girls. Y'all have a good day. Bye.